can hear me. I had this piece in my phone, you guys. I'm still trying to work this stuff that I have, you all. I'm still learning. Your girl's still learning. I don't be knowing what I'm doing with some of this equipment. But yes, I want to apologize for earlier when I was doing my ribeye steak and Alfredo. I was not aware that you could not hear me. I honestly was not even looking at the chats. I normally don't do that. I was into my meal today, you all. So I'm hoping you can hear me now. I took this piece out. I'm thinking that this was the problem because I was going to use my microphone and I forgot to get the microphone, but I still had this in my phone. So what is crazy is I just tested this with the mic using my camera video and it worked. So I assumed it was going to work with YouTube. So I guess I won't be using it, you guys, because I thought I needed it with the mic. I'm going to have to get me another mic because that one was not good. So yeah, I had a good conversation, you guys. I was just talking, just gone, y'all. Thinking y'all could hear me. So I just want to do a little replay, a little recap of what I talked about. So I got me some Ruffles cheddar and sour cream chips that I'm snacking on. I also had me a Coke. Because I mean, your girl was talking good today. And I'm just thinking they can hear me, and I feel so bad, y'all. I didn't want to just get on here without eating something. So let me tell you what I was talking about. I'm not going to be long, but I want to at least talk about what I was sharing on my video today when I was eating the ribeye and the Alfredo. Can you guys hear me now? I hope you guys can hear me now. Can somebody tell me if the audio is good right now? Is the audio working better, you guys? Can somebody say yes, no, can hear? Because I'm hoping that you all can hear me now, because I didn't have I wonder, did I have it on mute? I doubt it, but can you hear me now? There's a possibility that I could have hit that mute button, but I don't think I did. Hello, can you guys hear me? So yes, he said yes. Thank you so much. How are you? You guys, I didn't even look at any of my chats. If I would have looked at my chat, I would have realized that you guys couldn't hear me. Squad, Truth, how are you? So you guys, let me tell you what I was talking about earlier today. So when I got done eating my steak and Alfredo, let me tell you what came to me. I was talking about how, when people are in their winning season, when they are in their season of blessing, do not get jealous. Do not get jealous. Do not be envious of other people when they are in their season of blessing, when they are in their season of prosperity, and when God is doing things in their life, because it's just not your time. When it's not your time and it's somebody else's turn to shine, let them shine. Celebrate them, applaud them, encourage them. Don't be jealous. Don't be saying, well, why they got this and I've been waiting on that. No, don't do that, because that gives that shows where your heart is when you're not happy for other people. If they get married before you and you're still waiting, let's say you desire a spouse and your friend gets married before you, don't get jealous. Don't be envious, because listen, God knows the right time when to bless you. What God has for you is for you. And sometimes God will test us with the very thing that we desire. He will test us, and we will see other people get the blessing that we're waiting on, just to see how our attitude is going to be. Are you going to be happy for that person? Are you going to support them? Are you going to be jealous of them? So do not get jealous when people are in their winning season. Look, cheer them on. Because you don't want people around you that cannot cheer you on. I don't want people around me that cannot cheer me on, that aren't happy for me when God starts elevating me. So be happy for people. And what God also wanted me to talk about, that I shared in the video that was mute, is that he wants us to be good stewards of what we have. Listen, some people be wanting more and they're not good stewards of what they have. You know, some people are on their job. They're like, I want more money. I need a bigger salary. But God is saying, look, you don't even manage the money that you have. You don't even manage the little money that you have for me to want to give you more. So sometimes God will see how we manage what we have. Are we good stewards of what we have? I was also talking about how, you know, sometimes people say they want a promotion on a job, but are you productive on your job? Are you a good worker? Do you go around complaining? God want to see if you are a good steward of what you have. Some of you want more. You want a bigger car. Let me tell you, I remember when I was riding the hoopty. I was proud of my hoopty. Yes, it wasn't, you know, the best car that, you know, on the outside, but hey, I drove in my hoopties like I was in a Benz or something. I kept it clean. Do you keep your car clean? Or do you got French fries all on the floor? You got bags everywhere. You're nasty. You don't clean it. You don't take it to the car wash. But you want God to bless you with a bigger vehicle, with a better vehicle. You got to be a good steward of what you have. You got to take care of what God gives you, no matter how small it is. You can't have the attitude, well, it's a beat up car anyway. It's, you know, we tend to take care of stuff when it's brand new. You know, when you know this person get a brand new car, it smells brand new. You barely want people to touch the car, put their foot in there. Listen, you got to treat a hoopty like that too. You got to treat that hoopty with respect. You got to take the hoopty to the car wash. You got to keep putting gas in it. You got to vacuum it. Should nobody get in your car and your car is nasty? Listen, I was a Lyft driver at one point. And there were times when I would get in the Lyft when I was on vacation or I needed a quick lift. And I'm going to tell you, I would get in Lyft driver's car saying, look, I'm a Lyft driver too. But I would get in certain Lyft car, like honestly, the majority of the cars were nasty that I ended up getting. And I was thinking in my mind, like, they cannot be making money. There is no way this person is making money. They're not getting tips because they're nasty. Listen, I would always get passengers that get in my car and say, your car is immaculate. It smells so good. It's clean. And I would, you know, I would be shocked at the amount of people that would tell me that as if it wasn't a normal thing. And I'm thinking, your experience should be like this in every Lyft car that you get in, every Uber car that you get in, because you're paying for it. The car should not be nasty. I would be ashamed to pick up somebody in a nasty car. Food, excuse me, I've seen it where people will throw food in their car. They would literally take the McDonald's and just throw it on the floor when they're done. Like, that is insane to me, you all. You have to take care of what God gives you. You have to be a good steward of what you have. You have to be, excuse me, you guys, I feel a cough. You have to be a good steward of what you have, you all. You know, you can't be desiring more and you're not faithful over the few things. You know, the Bible says to be faithful over a few things and God will make you ruler over much, meaning God will give you more when you're ready. Some of you want a bigger house. You may be living in an apartment, or you may be living in a small space, and you may not be a good steward of that space. Do you keep it clean? Do you keep it nasty? Listen, why would God give you more space so you can make more space unclean? Like, you got to be a good steward of what you have. I don't care if you don't have a lot of furniture. I always say this to ladies. You can have one chair in your house, just one chair. That doesn't stop you from keeping it clean. You got to keep a clean environment. You got to show God that you are a good steward. You know, maybe you mismanage money. Maybe that's why he feels you're not ready for more. You got to show God that you're ready for more. You got to show God that you're responsible and that you can handle more. Listen, that's even with your children. You're not going to just, pour and lavish them with a lot of stuff. You're not going to just give your child a Lamborghini. Now, listen, some people are well off and they may do that. But I'm just saying, the average parent is not going to just start their child off in a Lamborghini or in a fancy car. If they could, even some people that have money, they may do it. You get some young people driving in Benzes and stuff at high school, but I'm just saying, you want to see if your child will be faithful, if they're going to be responsible with the first car that you give them. You want to see if they're going to be responsible. You want to see if they're going to do what they say. Kids be like, "Well, I'm going to keep gas in the car. I promise to get a job." You're going to test that child and see if they're going to be responsible. And that's how God is. So we have to be good stewards of what we have. You got to be a good steward. I talked about this also in your marriage. You got to maintain the blessing. When God blesses you, you have to maintain the blessing. What do I mean? When you got together with as a husband and wife, when you guys got together, you were in love because you wouldn't have gotten married. You got married because you loved one another. You got married because, I would hope you got married because you love one another and, you was into that person. But I'm just saying, usually when you get married, people don't marry with the thought of divorcing. So I'm saying, when you married that person, you got to maintain the marriage. You went on dates before the marriage, so you got to maintain and keep the marriage going. So you need to go on dates. I don't care if you got children. You got to find a way to balance your spouse, your children, your job. You have to find a balance. You need to go on dates. Hey, before you got married, some people were dating. They were going out 3-4 times a week. Hey, you can't do 3-4 times a week now that you have children. So guess what? But you should at least be able to go on a date at least once a week. You have to maintain your marriage. You have to maintain the blessing. You have to be a good steward of what God gave you. You have to be a good steward of your spouse. You got to show them love. You got to come around when they need you. You can't always be on the job. A lot of women say, "I'm the boss." Hey, you being the boss. Hey, you can be the boss. You may be working a good job, making the good money, but do not neglect home. Because home is your first ministry. Your home is your first ministry. Your children, your spouse, that's your first ministry. Everything else is secondary. Listen, you can't be making so much money, staying overtime, because listen, some people will do overtime to avoid issues at home. They will try to do overtime. Now, there are some jobs where people, working in hospitals, certain jobs, they may work around the clock, firemen, depending on what the job is. You may be on call. That's understandable. But there are some careers where people can make a decision if they want to take overtime or not. You don't always have to do overtime and neglect your family. You have to be a good steward of your marriage. If you want to see good things come out of your marriage, you got to invest in your marriage. You got to be a good steward. You got to pour into it. You got to pour into it. You may be saying, "Well, your spouse is not doing their part." Well, you do your part. You pour into the marriage. Remember, be not deceived. God is not mocked. Whatsoever a man soweth, he or she will reap. You keep sowing love, love is going to come back. You keep sowing kindness, kindness is going to come back. You keep sowing time and investing your time somewhere, it will come back. But people will work overtime who don't have to work overtime sometimes because they're avoiding issues. They're avoiding facing things they have to deal with at home. So a lot of times when people want to avoid issues, they will keep themselves busy doing other things. When you got to deal with home, you got to not neglect home. So you got to maintain the blessing. So God had me talking about being a good steward. I remember when I was in my 20s, from my younger years of working, I had always made up in my mind that I would not take a job, no matter how much they were paying me. I was not taking a job that required me to work on Sundays. That was my rule, y'all, because serving God was priority to me. I did not want a job where I was going to be missing church. Now, I did have a job where we were required probably 2 or 3 Sundays out of the year. That's different. I was willing to do that, but I was not going to sacrifice my Sundays for money. No. Like, people knew on my job the importance of going to church for me. So once I would first ask, even if I knew Sundays were a requirement, I would still say, "Hey, is there any way that I could work the Saturday and not the Sunday?" And they would say, "Well, unfortunately, we have to. That wasn't the job for me, y'all. I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't care if I had bills due. I did not take that job. I just trusted God that he had better for me. I trusted God that the fact that I wanted to keep him first, that he was going to make a way for me, and he did. So I wanted to say that I talked about when somebody else is in their winning season. Don't be jealous of them. Applaud them. Celebrate them. Because guess what? Michael Jordan had his moment. Stephen Curry had his moment. LeBron James had his moment. People in sports, you notice somebody had a moment, then somebody else rise up, they have their moment. You will have your moment. In due season, the Bible says, be not weary in well doing. For in due season you shall reap a harvest if you don't faint. Don't faint. Don't give up. Because listen, your time is going to come. Your season of blessings is going to come. You can't look at somebody else's walk. You can't look at somebody else's journey and compare yourself and say, well, why they doing this? Why they doing that? Doing this? You gotta always remember, we are all walking out our own journey. We are all in different seasons of our journey. Somebody may be going through in their journey, but about to come out. Somebody may be about to go into a test, or you may be already in a test, or some of you may be about to come out of your test, because storms don't last always, right? Storms do not last always. Just like when it rains. When we get a bad storm, it may storm bad, but we know after a while that storm is going to stop. The wind is going to come. The rain is going to cease. And eventually the sun is going to come out and shine. And that's what's going to happen in your life. The sun is going to eventually shine. You may have some cloudy days. You may have some rainy days. It may be gloomy and dark at times. But guess what? The sun is going to shine. Do not give up. Don't look at somebody and compare yourself. Don't do that. Be happy for them. Don't be, well, why did she always seem like they always getting blessed? Well, maybe they walk in obedience. Maybe they do what the Lord asked them to do. Maybe you keep fighting the things of God. Maybe you keep fighting the things of God. And so that's why you may be getting the results you get. I got people asking, can they ask me a question? How are you guys? I don't have on my glasses, you guys. I am inside of Dollar Tree's parking lot. I wanted to get back on here. I see a Samuel. How are you? I think I left my glasses, you guys. Let me see. It's just that I can't do tiny anymore. I changed my mind. Okay, you don't have a question? No problem. How are you? Dudley? I see a Dudley. I think that's artist Dudley. How are you guys? I hope everybody is doing blessed, you guys. I really wanted to get on here. I believe I shared everything I need to share. That's what I talked about on my live, and I really felt to get back on here, you guys, because I never know who needs to hear something. But just remember, don't be jealous or envious when people are in their winning season, because sometimes God will test you to see where your attitude and character is. Are you going to get mad? Are you going to get frustrated? Because that will show you where your heart is. Sometimes God is pointing out our heart. He's showing us what's in our heart. And you don't want that in your heart. So you want to be genuinely happy for people when they're in their season of blessing, even when you're going through. I know it's hard when you're going through and you're like, man, Lord, how long? How long is the blessing going to take? How long? How long is it going to take? But remember, God always knows what's best for us, you guys. He always comes on time. Listen, it's about to get dark out here, you guys. I'm starting to fade away in this light. This is my look. light in my vehicle, doing the best I can do. Listen, again, I want to apologize for the mute, but I think you guys was I think y'all was trying to be funny. I really think my audience was being funny because I sure got a lot of views. And I don't know if y'all was trying to say y'all like me quiet. I don't know if y'all was being funny, but I thought it was tickling to me though, you guys, because I ended up getting some views and I was happy about that. I was grateful, but I was sad that you guys couldn't hear me. So I didn't even realize. I said if I would have just looked down at the chat, I would have saw that you guys couldn't hear me. I honestly was eating and into what I was saying, and I usually do not do that. So I just wanted to let you guys know I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Thank you for taking the time to watch this live. Thank you so much for watching She Be Throwing Down. I appreciate the viewers. I appreciate you taking time to watch this channel. It is not going unnoticed. I am truly grateful because if it wasn't for the viewers and the audience, there would not be YouTube, you all. I just thank you guys for taking the time to watch my channel. I really appreciate it. And I hope that you guys are enjoying the content, enjoying the food and the meals, enjoying the words of encouragement and inspiration. Listen, this is your girl Sheila. I want to thank you for watching this episode of She Be Throwing Down. Yes, I had a little cheddar and sour cream chips that I am going to finish, and I had a delicious Coke. Listen, if you're not subscribed to this channel, I would love for you to be a part of this wonderful audience by hitting that subscribe bell, you guys, so you can see more of my content and see when my lives come up. And I will be dropping a video. This is a part I didn't get to tell you. I said this in the last one. I will be dropping a video of how I made my chicken, shrimp, and bacon Alfredo, you all. So I actually was filming while I was cooking it. It's going to be a quick video showing you how I made my chicken, shrimp, and bacon Alfredo. So I'm going to edit that and I'm going to be dropping that video, you guys. That won't be a live. It will be a regular video. So stay tuned for that. So until we meet again, you all, you know how your girl do it. I just want to say to you all, God bless. I hope you guys have an amazing evening. Take care. Bye-bye.